Okay, step 2 in this process is we're going to connect a domain to this new Vultr instance. But before we do that, we need to actually forward some of the information to the registrar of the domain. So we've got the domain here inside Google Domains, and we're going to start adding some records. Okay, this is pretty straightforward, but let's go back to Vultr. Let's grab the IP address. Let's come over to Google Domains, and let's add a record to that. Okay, so that's one of the probably 5 that we're going to initially start and add. So we're going to create a second one, and this one's going to be a CNAME record. This is going to be and this is going to be the name of the domain, which is pmconsulting.ca. So we'll add that. Then we're going to come back and create another record, and this one's going to be for mail. And this is going to be another a record pointing to that same domain. Let's add another one. This one's going to be webmail. Again, it's another a record, and it is to there. And because we're going to use PLESK, this is an easy way to access it. We're going to add PLESK. Again, this is another a record. Okay, so we have all 5 records. Now let's go see if that's propagating through. So use whatsmydns.net. And let's just take a look. It's usually pretty fast. One of the reasons I use Google Domains is it's pretty fast. Okay, so that's perfect there. Okay. Now we're just going to add the domain inside of PLESK. And this one is pm.ca, and we're just going to click Add Domain. This usually takes a few minutes, but what it does is it fires up and connects everything so that you're pretty much ready to add your SSL and start firing up a WordPress instance. So very easy, very simple. Here we go. So this now is we're inside of PLESK, and we're going to do a few things to start to change this around a little bit. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here to Tools and Settings, and we're going to secure this with a certificate. So all I do here is typically I grab Let's Encrypt. This is where I'm going to type in PLESK dot and then the domain. And I'll use another email address here. So PLESK.pmconsulting. Okay, renew. So we're going to fire that up. That's going to start that certificate. Give this a second. Okay, we're going to go back to Tools and Settings. Oh, just give us a second here. I'll go up to Website Domains. Okay, why is it? Actually, let's just do this. PLESK.pmconsulting.ca. Accept all cookies. So this will be root. And again, I'm going to come back here and grab my password. Oops. And this way we'll log into a new instance. Now this is another one's running. So I'm just going to add, I'm going to refresh this and see if this error message will go away. Okay, so that's gone away. So Tools and Settings, I'm going to come up here to Server Settings, and I want to point this now to PLESK.pmconsulting.ca. Okay, and that's done. Okay, perfect. All right, what's next? Okay, so now let's do something quite easy here. Let's add SSL to the actual main domain right here. And let's just click this. We're going to install the free one. If you have one you can upload, you can do that as well, but we're just going to install the free one. I'm going to check include. Got my email there. I don't worry about this one. Get it free. This takes a minute or two, but now what we're doing is we're securing the domain with SSL. Maybe just pause this for 1 second. Okay, so that's installed. Now I'm going to come back to this towards the end of the video, but for now, let's move over to WordPress. And this is where I want to install WordPress now. So I'm going to click Install WordPress. Just make sure you're in the main path. And I'll just put here PM Consulting. Now this is my login to my WordPress site. So I always make sure this is super secure. And the email is fine. And then I just click Install. Okay, so bottom right-hand corner, that's LastPass. Bottom right-hand corner, it is showing you the status of moving through that. Once this enables, you can add on plugins here, but I don't do that. I actually do that inside WordPress. So just give this a second. So it's asking you if you want to install plugins. No, not right now, so no thanks. Just for some extra boost, I always add in the caching plug-in. And we're going to update this in a few seconds, but for now, just know that this version is outdated, so we're going to update to a newer version, okay? And here you can just click log in, and you'll log right into WordPress. And this is where you can add whatever applications you want, but for now, we don't really need to do that. What I want to do next is set up an email. So hang tight for that, and we'll bring you right to there. Okay, so the next step is setting up mail. So let's move over here to mail. Let's look at mail settings, and okay, that's already set up, so that's good. Let's click on that. We're always going to want to use DKIM for spam protection, so let's turn that on and just choose OK. Okay, that's good. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to add the rest of the emails zone records to our domain registrar. So we'll go back to websites and domains. We'll go here under hosting. We'll grab DNS settings. And here's where we're going to want to add a few records to our domain. Okay, so this is going to be fairly straightforward. Let me just set this up and I'll be right back. Okay, the first one I'm going to want to set up is the text record for PM Consulting. So I'm just going to grab this bit of text. I'm going to come in here. We're going to manage this. We're going to add a new text record. And that's what we're going to add there. Okay, we'll come back to this. And we're going to add what's the next one? We're going to add DMARC. I'm going to grab this bit of code here. DMARC. Let's go up here, manage, create new record. So the DMARC is another text record. And let's go back and grab the other part of that. Okay, we'll grab that. We're going to, again, add another one. This next one is going to be default domain key. I'm going to grab this one. This is the big one. Let's go in and, okay, that's already there. This is going to be text. Let's go grab this long key. Just make sure you only grab that and nothing else. That should be good. Okay, I think there's 2 more records I need to grab. 2 more. This little one here we're going to grab. Domain key, copy. Sorry, I sometimes talk to myself as I go through this, but this is also a text record. Let's go grab that, just that little chunk of code right here. Let's put that in. Okay, and then the final thing is, let's grab, we have to grab the MX record. Okay, so let's grab that. New, this is going to be MX. And now this one is set up a little bit differently on Google Domains. I've found this is how I have to do it. Put the 10 in front of it and just click save. And I think I end up with 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are the 10 records that I have on every domain to make this thing work for email. Okay, so let's go and take a look at that now and see if see if we can get the emails firing. 1 second, I'll come right back to this. Okay, so we're back. Let's do a email address. I'm in the mail settings, create an email address. We just need to fill this out. Okay, so whatever that looks like for you. External, okay, this will be used to reset your password. Okay, and then that's pretty good. Let's add it in again. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's click OK. And then we're going to want to test this email to make sure it works. So let's just open this up. Let's send an email. I'm adding that. Okay, so let's compose and let's do a test. We want to make sure that everything we're sending is going to work. Okay, so we sent that, and let me just log into Gmail. Okay, spam, nothing there yet. Nothing there yet. Usually it's pretty darn quick if I've done everything right. Let me just pause to make sure. Okay, I sent it to my Gmail account, much faster. There it is there, testing. Just make sure you double check on Show Original. Make sure you get a pass, a pass, and a pass. If you don't get a pass right away, it might just be a settings thing. It may just take, an hour or two, but that looks really good. So my email's coming through, no problems. It's in the inbox. So that's perfect. That's what we want. Okay, so we can come back here, and so now we know that email works. That is perfect. And to help with mail delivery, I like to do reverse DNS inside of Vultr. So I'll change this to just the website, the direct URL. And that helps especially with Outlook. That definitely helps for email deliverability. Okay, some other features we're going to look at. So from the Plus panel websites, we're going to click on this advisor. And this is where I have to kind of pause for a bit. It's going to take a few minutes, but you want to configure the PLESK firewall. And I also want to update the PHP. So I'm going to install this. And this is what takes about 4 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to install and update. It's going to be PLESK. I'm going to hit continue. And now it's going to work its magic. So we'll come back to this in a few minutes and I'll show you what we have to do. But for now, we're just going to let this do its thing. You'll see here in a minute, a window will open up here towards the bottom, and it's going to start to update the and unwrap the installer package. Okay, so there you go. You can see the process starting, but again, it generally takes 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so that process took about 5 minutes. So let's go OK here. So we've just updated PLESK. Give it a second. Okay, so now we're going to want to add and remove components. And this is where we want to add in the firewall. And we also want to add in the web hosting. So we want to add in right here. We want to add in version 8.1, version 8.2. We're going to click continue. And this will take about 2 to 3 minutes to add that. It goes through another process here. That's going to take 2 or 3 minutes. And I forgot, when you're doing email, if you run into an email deliverability issue, like you don't get the email, sometimes it's because port number 25 is not turned on or opened. So just send an email to Vultr asking them to open up port 25, that you'll be sending 50 to 100 emails a day, and then they'll open up. Okay, so now that is okay here. Let's just okay this, give this a second or two. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're all updated. So now we're going to select this PHP settings. We're just going to grab 8.0. And sometimes there's things that you can change inside of here as well. I always like to increase these settings. I just find sometimes, depending on which builder you're using inside of WordPress, it makes a big difference sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to go 256. I change these settings often. I never have issues. So that's fine. Let's let that update. Sorry, it's a little slow. Okay, let's go to Tools and Settings. And there's automatic updates that are already applied here. So automatically install PLESK updates, third-party components, all that is already there. So you don't have to worry about any of that. What else? I think the firewall, you can look here at the firewall and you can see everything is the way it should be. I'm not too worried about those two. That's good. So firewall is turned on. Also, you'll notice down on the bottom right-hand side, if I click this arrow box, that you've already got mod security turned on. We've already got Immunify AV turned on. Backup and restore is right here as well, so that you can do everything from inside this panel. And there was a few things we still needed to do on the main domain. So now let's go and let's go back here to SSL and let's turn on STS. Just enable is perfect. Let's keep website secured. Let's enable OC/SP stapling. And then finally, this one here by Mozilla, we're going to enable that. Intermediate is fine. Enable and sync. So give that a second. So you basically have now a website that's ready to go, that's all built out that's set up in WordPress. You can click WordPress here and you can log in from WordPress like this. And now you can start adding your builders and whatever else you want. Again, this website will cost about $6 per month, and using PLESK is free. And now I can just log into plesk.my URL to get to my PLESK version of it. So I no longer need to use the DNS number, the IP number, or the other long one I'm using now because we've set up PLESK. I'm using that. So easy peasy. Yeah, I hope this helps. Okay, thanks.